Travis Kelce finally shocks Taylor Swift with an engagement ring on her 35th birthday. It was December 13th, Taylor Swift's 35th birthday, and the entire world seemed to be watching. Taylor had planned a cozy, intimate dinner with close friends and family at her Nashville estate, far from the glare of paparazzi and flashing cameras. But little did she know, Travis Kelce had been planning the ultimate surprise. The night began with laughter and storytelling as Taylor's inner circle gathered around her. The dining room was adorned with candles and fairy lights, each flickering like stars, creating the perfect ambiance for the Queen of Pop. Travis, dressed sharply in a navy suit, was uncharacteristically quiet, his signature charm replaced with a nervous energy that only his brother, Jason Kelce, seemed to notice. As dessert was served, a towering cake shaped like a glittering diamond, Travis stood, raising a glass. "Can I have everyone's attention for just a moment?" he began, his deep voice slightly wavering. The room went silent as all eyes turned to him. Taylor, sitting at the head of the table, looked at him quizzically, her hand resting gently on her cheek. "Taylor," he said, turning to her, "you've brought light into my life in a way I never thought possible. You've taught me about love, kindness, and the power of showing up for the people you care about." Taylor's eyes started to glisten, and whispers rippled through the room. Was this the moment? Travis stepped closer to her, pulling a small velvet box from his pocket. Gasps filled the air as he knelt down on one knee. "Taylor Allison Swift," he said, his voice steady now, "will you marry me and make my life a fairy tale I could never have dreamed of?" The room erupted in cheers and applause as Taylor, her face a mix of shock and pure joy, nodded furiously. "Yes, of course, yes," she exclaimed, tears streaming down her face. Travis slipped the ring, a stunning, vintage-inspired design with a solitaire diamond and intricate floral detailing, onto her finger. It sparkled under the candlelight as the couple embraced, their love radiating through the room. Jason Kelce raised his glass. "Welcome to the family, Taylor. You're officially a Kelce now." The night turned into a whirlwind of celebration, with toasts, dancing, and even an impromptu acoustic performance by Taylor herself. As the clock struck midnight, the newly engaged couple snuck away from the crowd, standing under the stars in Taylor's garden. "You really surprised me," Taylor whispered, leaning into Travis. "Good," he replied with a grin. "That's just the beginning. Wait until you see the wedding." And with that, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's love story took a new, magical turn, leaving fans everywhere eagerly awaiting the next chapter. Title: Travis Kelce's Grand Gesture, the proposal that shocked Tay*. It was a crisp, cool night in December when Travis Kelce finally decided that the time had come. Taylor Swift, who had spent the day surrounded by friends and family, was blissfully unaware of the surprise waiting for her. It was her 35th birthday, and although she had an inkling that Travis had something special planned, she never expected this. The evening had started with an intimate gathering at one of their favorite spots, a cozy rooftop restaurant overlooking the twinkling lights of the city. Taylor had worn a stunning dress that shimmered under the lights, her laughter filling the room as she celebrated another year of life and love with those closest to her. Travis, as always, was by her side, but tonight, he was more nervous than he had ever been. His hands shook slightly as he made small talk with friends, his mind racing with excitement and anxiety about the plan he'd been working on for months. After dinner, they stepped outside for a moment of peace away from the crowd. The city skyline gleamed in the distance, a perfect backdrop for what was about to unfold. Taylor leaned against the railing, gazing out at the lights, when Travis gently turned her toward him. "Hey, Tay," he said, his voice barely more than a whisper, "there's something I've been meaning to ask you." Taylor looked at him with a smile, teasing, "Oh, really? What's this, a secret?" He nodded, his eyes full of affection and determination. "It's the biggest one of my life." With a deep breath, Travis reached into his pocket and pulled out a small velvet box. Taylor's heart skipped a beat as she stared at the object in his hand, her mind racing with the sudden realization of what was happening. "Taylor, these past few years with you have been the most amazing of my life," Travis began, his voice steady despite the whirlwind of emotions inside him. "You've made me believe in love in ways I never knew possible. And I want to spend the rest of my life with you, making every moment count." He opened the box, revealing a stunning diamond ring that sparkled under the soft glow of the city lights. Taylor gasped, her hand instinctively going to her mouth as her eyes filled with tears. It was perfect, elegant, timeless, and so very them. "Taylor Swift," Travis said, his voice filled with love and sincerity, "will you marry me?" For a moment, there was nothing but silence. Taylor's heart raced as she stood there, looking at the man who had become her everything. She felt the weight of the moment, the depth of their connection, and the years of laughter, challenges, and love that had led them here. And then, with a smile that could light up the world, she whispered, "Yes." 1,000 times, yes. The crowd on the rooftop erupted in cheers as Travis pulled her into his arms, spinning her around in pure joy. The engagement ring gleamed on her finger as the two of them held each other close, the world seeming to fade away in that perfect, magical moment. The night was theirs, and Taylor knew that this birthday would forever be remembered not just for the celebration of another year of life, but for the beginning of a new chapter with the man she loved. Travis had finally done it. He had shocked her, in the most beautiful way possible, and Taylor couldn't wait to say, "I do," to the rest of their lives together. Title: Travis Kelce's surprising proposal. It was a chilly December evening, the air crisp with the excitement of the holidays, and Taylor Swift was celebrating her 35th birthday with her closest friends and family. The venue was intimate but elegant, a charming lakeside restaurant decked out in soft fairy lights, casting a warm glow over the gathering. Taylor, radiant in a sleek black dress with silver accents, couldn't help but feel the magic of the night. Her friends and family gathered around her, laughing, reminiscing about her music career, and teasing her about her relationship with Travis Kelce. The couple had been inseparable for over a year, and their chemistry was undeniable, but it was no secret that Taylor had long since suspected Travis was hiding something. She caught him glancing nervously at her across the table, his usual confident demeanor replaced by a subtle tension. Taylor raised an eyebrow, intrigued but unsure. Travis had always been a bit unpredictable, but tonight, there was something in his eyes that suggested this wasn't just another birthday celebration. As the evening wound down, the restaurant's soft jazz music playing in the background, Travis stood up, clinking his glass to get everyone's attention. The room grew quiet as all eyes turned toward him. "I know you all think I'm just here to celebrate the most amazing woman in my life," Travis began, his voice slightly shaky. "But tonight, there's something else I need to say." Taylor's heart skipped a beat. She could feel the electricity in the air, her senses heightened as she tried to make sense of what was happening. "Taylor," he continued, walking over to her, "you've been my rock, my biggest fan, and the person who makes me laugh every day. I can't imagine my life without you." The crowd hushed as Travis dropped to one knee, pulling out a small velvet box. Taylor gasped as the lid opened to reveal a stunning diamond engagement ring, catching the light in a dazzling display. "Will you marry me, Tay?" Travis asked, his voice filled with sincerity and love. The room erupted into gasps and cheers, but Taylor was frozen, her hand over her mouth, eyes wide with disbelief. This was happening. Travis, the man she'd found herself falling in love with in the most unexpected of ways, was proposing to her. Tears welled up in her eyes as she nodded, unable to speak for a moment. The overwhelming emotions, the joy, the love, they all came rushing in at once. "Yes, yes, of course," she finally exclaimed, her voice cracking with emotion. Travis grinned, sliding the ring onto her finger as the room erupted into applause and cheers. Taylor pulled him into a tight embrace, her heart swelling with happiness. She could hardly believe it. Her birthday had become the most unforgettable day of her life. The two of them stood there for a moment, wrapped up in each other, while their friends and family showered them with love and support. It was a fairy tale come true, and Taylor knew, as she looked into Travis's eyes, that this was just the beginning of their next chapter. Travis Kelce had truly shocked her with the best birthday gift she could have ever dreamed of. A promise of forever.